guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Michelle Amoré, and today I have a special video for you guys. So tomorrow's my birthday. I turned 23 on the 23rd of October, so I'm really excited to be turning 23 on the 23rd, and 23 is like my favorite number. It's just really special to me, and birthdays for me are really and truly a time to just reflect and think about the past year and think about where you're going and where you want to go. And so I definitely have had some time to just think about myself, think about my life, my journey, and think about myself and like where I'm going, and come up with about 23 things that I've learned by this new age. So I'm gonna go ahead and share those with you guys. So I think the first thing I've learned is just truly holding on to the saying that this too shall pass. Like, as horrible as situations might seem at the present, or, just how bad things are getting, understanding that this is not forever, this pain is temporary, or this situation is temporary, is so essential for just moving forward and not losing hope. This past year has definitely tried me in so many different ways, and I think collectively as a whole, it being 2020, we've all been tried in so many ways, but truly deepening and understanding that this pain and this situation is not forever truly helps with remaining rooted and just moving forward. The second thing I've learned is to ensure and really deep that the quality of the people that you have around you will always surpass the quantity. Like, it's just so much more important. There's so many people in this world who are surrounded by thousands and thousands of people. They're Instagram famous people with thousands and millions of followers, but are the most lonely people around. And so I just think it's so important to just understand that investing in quality relationships with friends and other people is far more important than the number of people you have around you. Especially at this season of life that I'm really at a point where it's like I'm at a transition period where I'm really and fully entering into adulthood. And I just don't have the space to have dead weight on me. And so friendships that are not fulfilling me, friendships that do not feel safe to me, friendships that are not growing me are getting cut, and actually have been cut. And so at this point, I think it's just so important to truly value the quality of those friendships over the quantity. And adding on to that, even if you're in a season where you feel like you don't have friends, leave it to God to align you with the people that are meant to be in your life. Because when you go around trying to force connections or force friendships, you will fail, and it will be exhausting to you, and it will be counterproductive. So just trust God and know that as you work on yourself and as you increase your quality as an individual, you're going to naturally attract people who can meet you where you're at. And adding on to the topic of friendships, understand that there's a difference between people who clap for you because they genuinely support you and people who applaud you because everyone else is providing you with applause. There are some people who are going to superficially support you just because they don't want to stick out sorely as someone who doesn't want to support you. But internally, they're not truly a supporter, and they have negative feelings and views towards you. So just keep that in mind. That's very important to ensure that the people around you in your close corner are truly people that you know in your heart of hearts love you and support you and do not have feelings of envy and jealousy towards you. The third thing I've learned is to truly listen and trust your intuition. There's been so many countless times where I could have avoided such horrible experiences with people or horrible situations if I just only listened to my gut instinct. And for me, it's like, I know when something feels good, and I know when something just feels wrong and there's just something amiss present. But a lot of times what I do is to talk myself out of it and, just run circles in my head trying to justify behavior. When people show you who they are the first time, believe them and take that as word. Don't sit here trying to justify things or make amends to find a way to have them fit into your life. That's someone who's shown you that they just aren't deserving to be in your presence and don't deserve access to you, and it's definitely somebody that you should trust your gut to go ahead and just let go as soon as possible. The fourth thing I've learned is just the power of manifestation and the power of the tongue. I truly believe that your feet will never go where your mind has never been. It's so important to profess and speak out with your own tongue the things that you want to come to pass. I'm a big believer in vision boards and affirmations. I speak my dreams as if they're reality. And what's so beautiful is that I'm around people and close friends who also speak to me as if my dreams are reality. So they don't say things like, oh, if you get to a certain school, but they'll phrase it and say, when you get accepted to this, or when you get here, or when you get this position. And it's just so beautiful to have people around you that, continue to do that work that you're doing internally and doing with your own mouth. So speak your dreams into existence. The fifth thing I've learned is to dream. Dream as boldly, dream as wildly, as crazily as possible. Don't confine yourself to a box. Don't confine your dreams to a box. If there's anything that you're passionate about, pursue it, because life, we only get one, all right? You only get one shot on this earth to pursue and be the person of your dreams. So definitely continue to dream and don't limit yourself. Don't put yourself in a box. Pursue all of it. The sixth thing I've learned is that not all men are trash. And if you've known me previously and known me especially through undergrad, I know for a fact I was definitely a very spiteful and angry person, and for good reason, all right? But what I've learned in these past years is that, situations and things happen, right? But at the end of the day, as you're sitting there and dwelling in your anger, it's a poison that only you are taking. That anger does nothing for the people who've harmed you, does nothing for the situations that have hurt you. Your healing is your responsibility, and it's your job to do what you got to do so you can become a healthier person for yourself. So that mindset has definitely changed my relationship with men and how I view them. And I thank God for the experiences and the people that He's put into my life that have really helped me to shape my understanding and my perspective of men and really grow and heal from that pain and that hurt. The seventh thing I've learned is the importance of extending the same grace that you would want others to extend to you, to others. I think so often it's so easy to get caught up in a sense of self-righteousness and feeling like we're, untouchable, so much better than people. But I think it's really important to really come down to earth and check yourself and realize, hey, I'm not perfect. No one else is perfect, but I'm going to give you the same capacity to be human, to make your mistakes as I would want somebody to give me. I wouldn't want somebody to be constantly on my neck and belittle me and make me feel like my mistakes and my shortcomings define me, but someone who gives me the opportunity to learn, to grow, and just to become a better person for myself. So definitely have that same attitude towards other people. The eighth thing I've learned is that self-reflection and self-growth is a continuous and ongoing process. It's never a point where you get to a finish line and it's like, here, I'm my best me. That's a pursuit that you should be on daily. It's a journey that you should take on daily. Consistently self-reflect. Think about your shortcomings. Think about areas of weaknesses that you have and consider ways that you can improve and just become a better person for yourself and the people around you. The ninth thing I've learned is to recognize the season that people have in your life and be willing and be ready to let go when that season has ended. I definitely struggle with this one. I'm a lover. I am truly a lover, and the people that I allow access into my heart, I have a really big habit of maintaining a strong hold on that. And it's just so hard. And even if that person leaves my life, the love doesn't necessarily leave, but I know that I'm at a point where I need to value myself and value my own interests and my well-being over that relationship. So understand that, not everyone's going to be a lifelong friend. Not every relationship is going to be a lifelong relationship. Embrace and enjoy those people for the season that they're there. But when their time has gone and, the Lord has told you their time has gone, go ahead and let go. The 10th thing I've learned so far is that when you're with the man that you were supposed to be with, you'll know. I think so often, especially in my late teens and early 20s, I sat here wondering and even Googling, that's embarrassing, but signs that he likes me. And, if he does this, what does this mean? Does he really like me? And just questioning myself. And the thing about love and the thing about emotions like that is that they're unquestionable. Like, you just know. And that's goes back to listening to your intuition. You know how somebody feels about you. Energy does not lie. And so understanding that if that man is truly committed to you, that man truly values you, he truly loves you, you'll know, you'll never have to question it. And that's your answer right there. So, yeah. The 11th thing that I've learned so far is to travel. Travel as extensively as possible and do so with no regrets. Do so openly. Open your heart to the universe. Open your heart to new experiences and new people. This is truly the time to just really explore if you have the means to, and just open yourself to just evolving into a better version of yourself. The 12th thing that I've learned is the importance of having people in your corner who have the wisdom and tact to correct you with love. We're not perfect, especially in our 20s where, we're still trying to understand, and that's an ongoing process, but you're really trying to understand and know yourself and evolve into the person you're coming into being. It's so important to have people that can hold you accountable, but people who can do so in love, because, oftentimes when we feel attacked and victimized, we clam up and we don't want to open up. We don't want to be vulnerable, and that's not helpful. That's not a way to grow. But definitely ensure that you keep people around you who know how to speak to you with love and who you don't have to question their intentions. So you know that when they're speaking to you, even if it's not something you necessarily want to hear, you're receptive to it because you understand that they love you and they're not doing or saying this out of maliciousness or envy or anything negative. The 13th thing that I've learned is to be intentional about working on yourself and improving yourself so that your past experiences will not define your future. We can't help our childhood, our upbringing, different traumas that we've experienced and things of that nature. These things have happened and they've affected us. But it's so important to maintain an understanding that it's important to continue doing the work of unlearning unhealthy behaviors and just evolving and adapting and learning healthy skills for dealing with these things so that in the future, you're not replicating the behaviors that you grew up seeing that were negative. The 14th thing that I've learned is to be careful who you sleep with. This is a little bit, a little risque, but yes, be careful with who you choose to give access to your body. I'm not going to necessarily go into the whole conversation of soul ties and things of that nature because I personally and truthfully don't know how I feel about soul ties and if they exist. But one thing I do know is that sleeping with people and who you choose to lay with can have an effect on you, whether in regards to the energy they transmit to you or just the influence that they have over you because of the fact that you've been intimate with them in that regard. It can definitely affect you. So be very careful. And not only that, STDs are real. Protect yourself. Make sure that you're doing and taking the necessary precautions to remain safe. Number 15 is intentionally seek out spaces that make you feel whole, that make you feel joy, that make you feel happiness. Life is hard, and existing through life as a Black woman, as a Black person is hard. And it's so necessary for us to find spaces and find people that for a moment can bring us a sense of joy and happiness. And it's important to be intentional about carving out and seeking out those spaces and truly utilizing them. Number 16 is say I love you more often and truly mean it. One thing that I've gotten into the habit in my 20s is saying I love you more frequently to the people that I love and the people that are in my life. When I'm on phone conversations with parents and stuff, I got them into the habit of doing it because I think it's very important. I say it with my friends. Say I love you and truly mean it. And I don't just say it just, let me just say it to say it. Take a moment before you even say it to really, think and reflect on what those words truly mean and say that from the heart every time. Because life is crazy. You don't know what tomorrow has in store. And, you know, I would hate to have something happen to somebody and, you know, those weren't my last words. I at least would want them to know that I love them. The 17th thing that I've learned is to truly pinpoint the things that bring you happiness and disregard what society says. You know, on social media and stuff, you know, the idea of shopping sprees and designer and expensive and luxury vacations and stuff bring us all the happiness in the world and bring us so much content. And if that was true, we'd have no depressed millionaires or billionaires. Like, really sit down and think about the things that bring you joy, the things that bring you happiness, the things that make you feel full, and pursue those things regardless of what society has to say about it. The 18th thing that I've learned is that as you grow, you will continuously evolve, and your mindset and your perspectives and your views on different things may change. Be gentle with yourself through that process and surround yourself with people who give you the space to evolve and still love and still accept you for whoever you become and whoever you evolve into. I think it's just so important to not be around people who, you know, are so bent on misunderstanding you, so bent on not understanding your essence and your intentions and just really the core of who you are. But when you're around people who truly understand you, who truly know the kind of heart you have, regardless of how your perspectives on different things might shift throughout the years, that relationship is still able to remain present because there's an underlying understanding that this is a good-natured person and this is somebody that I love because I love the root of who they are. So definitely surround yourself with people who provide you with that space to evolve freely. The 19th thing that I've learned is that if it does not set your heart ablaze, it does not fill you with passion, it does not keep you up at night researching and trying to learn more, don't pursue it, okay? There's so many people that get stuck in jobs and careers or situations that don't make them happy, but they're doing for certain reasons. And I know even saying that is from a place of privilege because sometimes people have to do things for the sake of keeping food on the table and a roof over their head, and I acknowledge that. But to the extent that you're capable of, definitely only pursue things that set your soul ablaze and really bring you a sense of fire, determination, and passion. The 20th thing that I've learned is to always seek opportunities to be a blessing to others. I am a true believer in that givers never lack. And as long as I live on this earth and breathe this air, with every means that I am able to be a blessing to somebody else, to assist somebody, to improve life for somebody, I'm going to do that. And you know, I can definitely say, just using my life as a testimony, there has never been a situation where I have needed, because God always provides. And you know, the more you prove to be an individual that utilizes your resources in a positive manner to help spread good and just do good, the Lord continues to bless you because you've shown to be responsible with the gifts He's given you. So honestly and truly, that's where true joy lies. Like, living life just for yourself, just to be enjoying and lavishing by yourself, there's not much joy in that. There truly isn't. But having a sense of purpose that goes beyond who you are as an individual and can impact communities, can impact societies, can impact the world, that's truly where joy lies. 21, the next thing I've learned is that to have tried and failed is far better to have never tried and regretted. Especially with being so young and having the kind of time and youthful exuberance that we have, I think it's just so important to go after all your passions. And you know, it makes me happy that I took time off from undergrad to just do things that I wanted to do outside of the context of school and an academic structure. And you know, I truly have valued this time because you know, I know that when I start going into my career and, you know, true adulting, I won't have regrets and I won't feel like I left any stone unturned. The 22nd thing that I've learned, and actually a piece of advice that someone gave me at the Supreme Court that has always stuck with me, is to never count yourself out always put your name in the hat. Let other people say no. Let other people close the opportunity on you, tell you you're not qualified, yada, yada, yada. But for you yourself, go out and shoot that shot and put your best foot forward and try. The only way that you're guaranteed to know is if you don't. So just go for it. Now, the 23rd thing that I've learned is to dance to the beat of your own drum, especially with us being in our early 20s and these being such like transformative and pivotal years. It's so important to keep your eyes fixated on your own lane. I love the analogy of like racehorses and how they have blinders on their heads because, you know, if they start looking at the other lanes, it'll mess them up and it'll slow them down. And so I think it's just so important to just dance to the beat of your own drum, go through life at the process and at the speed that is meant for you, because when you start getting caught up in what he or she or the next person is doing, it does nothing but detract from your purpose and what you're supposed to be focused on. And now I know it's only 23, but I did want to add a little bonus one, and I guess maybe this one can like, you know, foreshadow 24, who knows, but open your heart to love. I know it can be very difficult and hard to open yourself up to people, especially after being hurt so many times and, you know, being disappointed by people who you've truly trusted. But truly give yourself the opportunity to embrace love and welcome love and allow people to love you. Love, I think, is the most powerful emotion that exists. People die over love. People sacrifice themselves, sacrifice money, sacrifice their livelihood over love. So I definitely think that it's definitely worth it, regardless of where you're coming, regardless of past wounds and past scars, to always open yourself to love when it presents itself and when it's coming from a healthy source. So with that said, I'm done with my 23 things that I have learned so far in these 23 years of life. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it was probably something new that you guys heard and maybe something that you're also able to resonate with. Definitely like, share, and subscribe, and comment down below any lessons and life lessons you've learned so far in your journey. And thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.
You a bad girl and your friends bad too. Oh, you got the swag, saucy drippin' swag, dude. You a bad girl and your friends bad too.